Part 8, Aging by the Decades. This is one of my favorite parts. By the age of 60, women are mostly finished with menopause. Male and female clients have more time on their hands as they move towards retirement. Many spend more time out of doors. This is the time people do yard work instead of desk work. They have time for tennis or golf or long walks on the beach or neighborhood walks. Sunscreen is a must. In their 60s, clients' attention will often shift from light lotions and moisturizers to those that specifically prevent moisture loss and that add to the skin's hydration levels by plumping them up. When you plump up your skin, it looks better. It looks less wrinkled. It looks fresher and more glowing. You also want to have formulations that are penetrating and hydrating with essential oils and serums. And these should be on every single skincare's coaching recommendations of must-haves and must-use for people in the 60s and beyond age group. Skincare coaches typically recommend keeping skincare very simple and straightforward. These are the decades of simplification and downsizing. Most clients in this age group don't want a lot of fuss. They just want things that work well. In this regard, overall skincare routines won't change as the basics, but the products will need an update and they'll need adjusting. In fact, many of those products might even need a complete overhaul. Believe it or not, some clients might be using the same products they used in their teenage years or 20s. Additionally, hydrating the rest of the body becomes even more of a priority as the skin on arms and legs and torso becomes drier. This is particularly true for the hands, the elbows, the legs, and the feet. Exfoliation and super moisturizing of these areas is desirable because it stimulates cellular rejuvenation, hydrates, and protects the skin from damage. In these years, gentle skincare is optimal, which means that the chemicals and the abrasives and the exfoliators should be deep sixed if they are harsh. This is the year where you're going to look at plenty of changes for this age group. If the client has actually been using products that are too harsh, go into their closets and recommend that they give them away or that they stop using them immediately and change to something that works better for them. If the client wants to focus on facials or professional procedures, these can certainly improve the appearance and texture as well as the functioning of the skin. Discussions about these should center the person around improvements and maintenance of all the skin's layers again. As your clients advance into their 70s, 80s, and 90s, this will become more pronounced. They might also notice that their skins become more fragile and sensitive as the years pass. And looking at their skin's appearance, most will exhibit an increase in blotchiness. If they bump into anything, they'll probably say that they now bruise a lot more easily and heal a lot more slowly. Because their metabolism and activity levels are slowing down and the deeper layers of the skin are functioning slower, they'll sweat less. In the 60s and beyond, clients will tell you that their skin is changing, and their skin absolutely is. It's shifting to more of a dull appearance naturally. It's lacking a lot of the glow of younger days. More fine lines, wrinkles, these are all developing into deeper wrinkles and creases when their face is at rest in particular, and their facial muscles are starting to sag. Transforming their appearance is age spots and pigmentation and blotchiness. These all appear, which make the skin look drier, which can make it itch and become patchy or flaky. What are some of the suggestions a skincare coach can offer to every client, no matter what their age? Well, skincare and self-care are very important. Skincare medical appointments are smart, so make certain that your clients understand that limiting UV rays, getting checked for skin cancer at least annually, and conducting self-examinations monthly is super important. Making sure that whether they're at home or in the workplace, that they set a proper humidity level so as not to dry out their skin unduly. Perhaps adding water to the environment. Maybe they want to buy a humidifier, keep floating candles, vases with flowers in it, or some people actually put damp towels over the heaters in the winter. All of these help the skin. Managing stress and getting sufficient sleep is important. If these are a problem, suggest they discuss this with somebody on their medical team. And then laugh as much as you can. Laugh lines are better than frown lines any day of the week. Regular exercise is important, and it's important to do something that you enjoy. Make it social too. The added benefit of this would be if it had laughter too. Eat well with lots of protein, good oils and fats to keep the skin functioning at its best, fruits, whole wheat grains, and vegetables. All of these are important, and decrease stimulants such as alcohol and coffee. Drink responsibly, cut out processed foods and sugars, and try and maintain a consistent weight. Weight loss and gains are brutal on the skin. This will promote sagging and wrinkles. Avoiding UV radiation, excessive sun, and please wear sun protection if you're going out. Wear gloves and a hat if you're going out in the sun, and rather move to the shade. All of this is important. So what does the client's skin look and feel like? People who haven't adequately looked after their skin in a few years will logically start with products designed to stabilize and reduce dry, dull, non-glowing, or sensitive skin. Once the first goals are met, they can add in or swap over additional products as you see changes or improvements. This is best accomplished over a period of a few months and a period of a few cycles. In this age group, it's best to use rich natural products and essential oils that will provide the fastest results. Those containing ingredients like cocoa or shea butter or aloe vera are excellent choices for this type of client at this age group, and they assist greatly in the rehydration of their skin. These are things to keep in mind. Your client will need gentler products at this stage of life. Suggest they use a gentle, enzyme-based, gentle, emollient-rich cleanser and exfoliator. You want to suggest that they choose products which will not dry their skin out. Nothing with soaps in it. That's a good example of this, along with many shower and bath gels. Don't use a lot of alkali-based soaps and suds on the face and body. Switch out any shower or bath products that are too harsh or those that destabilize the skin. And you want to enjoy cleansing. So a lovely, naturally scented facial and body cleanser and moisturizer are ideal. Bath gels and soaps can also increase slipping events, so this can be dangerous, another good reason to get rid of them. And one of the important things that you have to do is rebalance the pH levels of the skin to inhibit fungal and bacterial growth and to prepare the skin for absorption of targeted serums. Extremely important. Targeted anti-aging serums are a must in the 60s and beyond. These should contain things like retinol, CoQ10, DMAE, and should be at the concentration levels where they're getting a great potency and a great dose of antioxidants, especially vitamin A and C and others, to give your client's skin the glow that they really desire in these years. I personally highly recommend that they use at least 1 or 2 serums that have stem cells to revitalize and rejuvenate the skin. These can be plant-based stem cells. We use one that has orchid because it's highly rich and highly evolved, and orchids really know how to retain moisture. So we have stem cells that are orchid-based. Highly recommend that. And also consider hyaluronic acid for those who do not live in desert regions or in overly dry environments. While hyaluronic acid is a superhumectant, you have to realize that it will sap the skin's moisture if it doesn't have adequate environmental humidity to draw from. Eye, neck, cleavage. Lip care is an absolute priority in the 50s, 60s, and beyond. And a specialized eye and lip care cream or serum is extremely important for this group, as is essential oil-based eye makeup remover. Concentrating deep treating serums and deep moisturizing for these areas that are exposed to view, typically those that show aging around the face and neck and cleavage area and neck area are also a necessity. And this doesn't have to be just for women. Men in particular are using more and more and more skincare. Another suggestion is that you could suggest spritzing regularly with a hydration mist. When they're out and about, they can carry these in their purse to help moisturize through the day, or keep it on their desk if they're working at home or at the office. You also have to look at the effectiveness of moisturizers that they're using daily and nightly. They have to pick products with your assistance that help with protection and water retention during the day, and those that rejuvenate at night. Ideally, these would be rich in essential and natural oils and ceridamides and emollients that are rich for moisture day and night in either lotions or creams. Lotions are quite possibly too light to be effective unless they have deep essential oils in them. So you'll have to look at the ingredients on these products quite stringently. Also, body moisturizers daily after showering and bathing are what you should propose that they apply. Moisturizers are ideally done when the skin is still damp, as it helps with absorption, and also remind them to be gentle and to pat their skin rather than rub, because you don't want to exfoliate too much at this age. Reapplying moisturizer regularly throughout the day on a patchy, dry, or sensitive areas on hands and cuticles is also recommended as a great thing to do.